Morning children, welcome to my maths class once again. In today's video we are going to learn about the rational numbers and their decimal expansion. Regarding this we have theorems in our textbook. So we'll look all the three theorems and we'll proceed to the exercise. Okay. Now before going into the theorem, let's have a quick recap of the rational numbers. Okay. Rational numbers represented by capital Q. So what are rational numbers? They are the numbers in the form of P by Q, where P and Q are integers and Q is not equal to 0. So all the rational numbers are represented by Q, and whereas irrational numbers, Q dash, irrational numbers, they are the numbers which are not represented in the form of P by Q. That means which are not rational or irrational numbers. So when we see both of the rational and irrational comprises of our real numbers chapter, isn't it? Chapter name real numbers. Okay. If you see the rational numbers which are represented in the form of P by Q, the decimal expansion of the rational numbers can be either terminating or non-terminating repeating decimals. Here, non-terminating repeating decimals. Rational numbers decimal expansion, if you convert into the decimal form, the decimal expansions may be terminating or non-terminating repeating decimals. When you see in the case of irrational numbers, we get the decimal expansion as non-terminating, non-repeating decimals. Non-repeating or recurring, non-recurring. We can also say it as recurring. That means it doesn't occur again and again. So, rational numbers, either we get terminating or non-terminating, whereas for irrational numbers, the decimal expansion is non-terminating, non-terminating repeating decimals. So, depending on these two, the decimal expansions, we will see the theorems. Now, I'll tell you the theorem 1.3 of your textbook. This is a theorem 1.3. The statement is, let x be a rational number, whose decimal expansion terminates. Then x can be expressed in the form of P by Q, where P and Q are co-primes and the prime factorization of Q is of the form 2 to the power of n, 5 to the power of m, where n and m are non-negative integers. This is the theorem, the statement of the theorem. Let x be a rational number whose decimal expansion terminates. The word see here, terminates. Terminates means stops, comes to an end or cut. It has been stopped. Terminates. Then x can be expressed in the form of P by Q, where P and Q are co-primes. And the prime factorization of q is of the form 2 to the power of n, 5 to the power of m, where n and m are non-negative integers. See, non-negative. See, some terms we will concentrate here. Terminates, that means been stopped or cut. Co-primes. What are co-primes? Let me take one example, 2 and 5. I find the factors of 2. So it goes with 1, 2. Factors of 5, 1, 5. So if you see 2 and 5, there is no common factor for both of them except for 1. So the co-primes are the numbers, a pair of numbers not having any common factor other than 1. We know 1 is a factor for all numbers. Obviously, it is a common factor for all numbers. Other than 1, the co-primes should not have any other factors. So, those are called as co-primes. They need not be preferably primes. Any two numbers you can take whose factors should not have a common factor. Whose factors should not have a common factor other than 1. That is co-primes. And what about non-negative? Here, they told us n and m are non-negative. Non-negative means positive numbers as well as 0. So, the n and m values can take from 0, 1 and all, but not negative numbers. So, if we see the rational number, that is our x is of the form p by q, and such that p and q are co-primes, and q should take the form of 2 to the power of n, 5 to the power of m. N and m are non-negative integers. See, for you to understand, I'll take one example here. Let me take 25 by 2. Okay. This is a rational number. I've taken this as x. It is in the form of p by q, where rational number p by q, p and q both are integers, q not equal to 0. If I take these two numbers, here what does the theorem tell? That rational number, the decimal expansion for this rational number will terminate. On which condition? That such that they are co-primes. We'll check whether these two are co-primes. Let me write the factors of 25. 1, 5, 25. It goes in all these tables, isn't it? Two factors, 1 and 2. So no common factor in both of them except for 1. 1 is the common factor. So there are no common factors. So they are co-primes. Okay. And the factorization, prime factorization of q. Let's take q. Here q is 2. 2 can be written as 2 to the power of 1. That means if I take into 5 here, into 5 to the power of 0, the value doesn't change because any number raised to the power of 0 is equal to 1. We know that here. A to the power of 0, 100 to the power of 0, any number raised to the power of 0, the value becomes 1. So if I multiply 5 to the power of 0, that means I am multiplying 1. That itself is 2. So this is in the form, obviously in the form of 2 to the power of n, 5 to the power of n. So all the conditions are applied here. Then without the actual division, I can say that this rational numbers decimal expansion will terminate according to the theorem. See, let us check, will it terminate or not? I'll do the actual division here. 2 25s, 2 1s 2, we'll take 5, 2 2s are 4, 1, if I take point, 1 decimal, 5, 2 5s are 10, so 0, 12.5. That means it is terminating. The decimal expansion is terminating. It is not going further or not even repeating. So, without doing the actual division only, by seeing the q value, which is expressed in the form of 2 to the power of n, 5 to the power of m, I can simply say that this rational number's decimal expansion will terminate according to the theorem 1.3. Hope you understood this. Let's see the next theorem, theorem 1.4. Okay. See this theorem 1.4. Let x is equal to p by q be a rational number such that the prime factorization of q is of the form 2 to the power of n, 5 to the power of m, where n and m are non-negative integers, then x has a decimal expansion which terminates. Quite similar to 1.3, but there it is written as co-primes. Here, listen here. If you say p by q is a rational number, let me take one example for you. If I take 26 by 25, this is p by q. This p by q, the prime factorization of q. So this is q. Prime factorization of q. Let me see. What is the prime factorization? 5 square. 5 into 5, 5 square. So this can be written as into 2 to the power of 0 I can take in the form of 2 to the power of n, 5 to the power of m. Then x has a decimal expansion which terminates. If q is in this form, then this rational number's decimal expansion will terminate. Let's see it will terminate or not according to this theorem, because it is in the form of 2 to the power of n and 5 to the power of m, and also n and m, 2 and 0 are non-negative numbers. And also we will check 26. See, 26 factors, whether they are co-primes, we will check factors of 26, 1, 2, okay, and with 13, 26. And factors of 25, 1, 5 and 25. So there are no common factors except for 1. Okay, so they are co-primes. Isn't it? They are co-primes and they are satisfying this condition. So this decimal expansion for this will terminate according to the theorem. Will it terminate or not? Let's see. Let's take see, through actual division also you can do. If I take this 26, 25 is 5 square. I'll raise it to the nearest 100. To 10 it can't because it is greater than 10. So to nearest 100 I'll take it, multiplying and dividing with 4 to square. So 26 into 4 is 104. 25 into 4 is 100. To nearing tens, hundreds, thousands, I'll make the denominator because so that the simplification will be easier. So 25, it is more than 10. So I've taken to the nearest 100. Multiply and divide by 4. This is nothing but 1.04. I've kept these two zeros. So decimal point from back after 2 digits will get. So this decimal part is being terminated. So if we check also, we got the same thing. So this theorem applies. Only we have to check the denominator which should be in this form so that the decimal will terminate. So this is one theorem, 1.4. Let's look at the other theorem, 1.5. Okay. Theorem 1.5. Let x be, p by q be a rational number such that the prime factorization of q is not of the form, see here, it is not of the form 2 to the power of n, 5 to the power of m, where n and m are non-negative integers, then x has a decimal expansion which is non-terminating and repeating. Okay, if it is not, the q value, if it is not in this form, then it is a non-terminating repeating decimal. The previous theorem, 1.4, we have q is in the form of 2 to the power of n. Then we got just we got terminating decimal. Now it is not in the form, so we will get non-terminating repeating. So for this you need to understand and take one example. Let me take 1 by 7, p by q form, okay, where p is 1, q is 7. We'll check q. Let me see the q value, 7, q. So the factors are 1 and 7, 1 into 7. Because it is a prime number. 1 and itself only the factors. Okay. So it is not in the form, surely not in the form of 2 to the power of n or 5 to the power of m. Because the only factor is 7. We didn't get any 2 value or 5 value. So this number, this rational number 1 by 7 should be a non-terminating repeating decimal if it is converted. So let us check it is non-terminating decimal. Do you understand what is non-terminating repeating? Okay, non-terminating here, non-terminating means it is not stopping the decimal part. and repeating. The terms are being, the numbers are being repeated. Okay. Let us check for this rational number 1 by 7. So 1, I'll take expansion. Okay. 1. It is smaller, so we'll take decimal 10. 7 ones are 7. Okay. 3. Now we can take 1 0. 7 fours 28. So 2. So we can take another 0 again. 7, how much are? 7 twos are 14. So 6. Again, if you keep a decimal point, for one step we can take 1 0 at one point. Okay. 7 eights are 56. Again 4, we'll take 0. 7 fives are 35. Again 5, 0. Again, how many times it goes? 7 sevens are 49. See, it is going on. It is not ending. That means it is not terminating. Okay. You get 1, 0. Again we got 10. So 7 ones are 7, 3, 0. 7 fours are 28. So the same thing is being repeated again. From where? From this part. This 1, 4, 2, 8, 5, 7 is again repeated. 1, 4, 2, 8, 5, 7. So this is a non-terminating. See here, this part is being again repeated. Non-terminating, repeating decimal. Because if you check it by the actual division, we got the value. And directly if we see the Q value, it is not in the form of 2 to the power of n and 5 to the power of m. And surely that decimal expansion will be non-terminating, repeating decimal. This is one example for you to understand. Okay, using these theorems 1.3, 1.4 and 1.5, with this theorem, with the help of these, we will be solving the exercise problems. I'll do the exercise problems. Exercise 1.3. Now we'll take one problem in exercise 1.3. Problem is 229 by 400. Here, write the following rational numbers in the decimal form and also state which are terminating and which are non-terminating repeating decimals. Just they've asked us to mention this in the form of decimal form, and which are terminating and which are non-terminating repeating, you have to mention it. Just directly by going through the actual division. Here we are not using the theorem because they did not mention. Do not do the actual division. It is mentioned in the second problem. Then we have to do the theorem part. Here we will go with the actual division. Okay. 400. 229 is less. So I will take a point and make a 0 here. 7s will take. No, it won't go. 7s it is 28. It will be more. So 5. Let me take 5. Plus 2000. Okay. 2290 left over. Then we can take 1 0. So 7s 28. Okay. 100. So 1 0. 400 twice. 800. So 200. So we can take a 0. 400. 5s are 2000. So we got remainder 0. The decimal is being terminated. That means first it is asked, you have to find it into the decimal form. The decimal form. Then it is terminating or non-terminating? It is clearly terminating. It is stopping, isn't it? Terminating decimal. So like this, for 1 mark they will be asking in the examination. Now let's take one more problem. Fourth one is 2 by 11. Okay. Let us check whether it is terminating or non-terminating. I'll take a point 0. 11 ones 11. We got 9. Okay. Let me take 0. 11 eights 88. Here, how much you'll get? 2. Okay. Now again, point is there. I can take 1 0. Again, 1s are 11. Again, 9 0. 8s are 88. So this will be going on. Okay. It is repeated. 0.1818. So 18 is being repeated. So 0.18 we can keep it as bar. This is non-terminating repeating decimal. clearly. Non-terminating. It is not stopping, isn't it? And also it is repeating. 1/8 number is being repeated. So non-terminating repeating decimal. Like this, there are two more problems in the same part. Do those problems. Okay. Let's see the second sum. Pause the video and note it down. Okay. Three, 1, 2, 5. There's a problem here. The second problem. Without performing division, state whether the following rational numbers will have the terminating decimal form or a non-terminating repeating decimal form. We'll see this. Here they have mentioned clearly without performing actual division. So we have to go with the theorem. In the theorem, P and Q, where Q should be in the form of 2 to the power of n and 5 to the power of m. So let us find the prime factorization of Q. Okay. So this won't go with 2. So let me take 5. Will it go with 3? We'll check. 7, 8, 8 plus 3. So it won't go with 3. So we'll take 5. 5 6 are 30. 5 2s are 10. 5 5s. Okay. Again we'll find 5 1s are 5 2s are 5 5s. 5 2s are 5 5s. Okay. 5 5s are and 5 1s. So the factors of this Q are 5 raised to the power 5. We have altogether 5. 5 raised to the power 5. So clearly we can write here 5 raised to the power of 5 into 2 raised to the power of 0, because this is 1. Okay. This is in the form of 2n and 5m. So we can say that according to the theorem, you mentioned that theorem, according to the theorem 1.4, according to the theorem 1.4, this decimal expansion terminates, or you can write terminating decimal. Okay, here we didn't do the division. Okay, let's see another problem in the same question, that is 11 by 12. See here. Simply take the Q part and do the prime factorization. With 2 I'll do 2 6 are 12, 2 3s are 6, 3 1s are 3. So 12, the factors of 12, 2 into 2 into 3. That means 2 raised to the power of 2 into 3, 1. Here we can see that it is not in the form of 2n and 5m, isn't it? It is not in the form. So it will be a non-terminating repeating decimal according to theorem 1.5. It is non-terminating repeating decimal. So like this, problems non-terminating repeating or recurring, repeating decimal. So in exam they'll be asking such questions for 1 mark. We have to mention the theorem. No need of writing the statement. We have to mention the theorem and write non-terminating repeating, or if it is terminate, just write the terminating. So like this, a few problems are there in your exercise. Do the problems, practice them well. Using these three theorems only the exercise is based upon. Okay, and I would like to tell you that in real numbers we have covered in the previous videos. Euclid division algorithm we have covered, the exercise also we have covered, and fundamental theorem of arithmetic, the exercise comes into it. And now today we have learned the theorems based on the decimal expansion and the exercise 1.3. The leftover part is only the irrationality, that we will continue in our next video lesson. Okay, hope you practice well at your home. Thank you all.